The Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules. You need them, right? Of course you do, because most likely you have been reckless just like me and you wasted them to fast power level your Marvel's Avengers character early in the game by constantly upgrading your legendary gear. And now that you are close to level 150, you can't reach it because you need to find Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules, which is not hard, but it is time consuming. So welcome back guys to another Marvel's Avengers guide in which we will discuss the upgrade module resource, or how to get Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules fast. Before we begin though, and trust me you'll want to watch the video until the end, let me tell you first why you need upgrade modules in Marvel's Avengers. The answer here is pretty simple: to upgrade your Marvel's Avengers gear, especially the legendary gear. But if you need them to level up a low level Marvel's Avengers gear piece, then you have to stop this video right now and watch the guide I have uploaded yesterday, because you are most likely doing a huge mistake. The link is in the description and you can also use the one that appears in the upper right corner of this video right now. So if you need them to upgrade a legendary gear below power level 130, pause the video right now and learn the smart way to increase your power level, because you'll also learn how to save the upgrade modules. If you already have a legendary gear with a 130 power level, then you need these upgrade modules to get to level 150, and you need a lot of them. Now in this video I'll assume that you have wasted them just like me. So how do we get the Marvel's Avengers power modules? Or where do we find Marvel's Avengers power modules? Let's start with the basic ways to get power modules in Marvel's Avengers. The first method is also the worst, by buying them from Mei Cho or Dr. Madame Curie at Anthill. An upgrade module, as you can see, costs 250 fragments, and if you decide to buy them, you are making a mistake because they are really expensive and you don't want to buy them. Simple as that. Alternatively, you can get this from Sydney or the Shield Faction vendor on board of Chimera. You'll find them in the hangar and the price is the same. And so is the mistake you are about to make by closing a deal with these two thieves. And here is why. Because if you pay close attention to the vendors, you'll notice that while Sydney is trading one upgrade module for 250 fragments, Roy over here will only give you 50 fragments for one upgrade module. Thieves, right? Yeah, I know. That's why you need to stay away from them. Which brings us to the second method to get upgrade modules in Marvel's Avengers, which requires a lot of time investment, because you can also get this by upgrading your hero's challenge card. As you can see, at level 10 you get some upgrade modules, but again you need to play the game as often as possible, as in daily, and constantly complete all daily and weekly Marvel's Avengers hero card challenges. Next method is pretty similar, meaning that it requires you to increase your faction rank with both Shield Faction and Inhuman Faction by completing their daily assignments. Luckily I have a method to increase it faster and I'm going to share it with you in another video, but even if you keep increasing your rank with factions, you'll still need more upgrade modules. So simply put, all these methods suck because you need the Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules fast. Good, so where can we find more upgrade modules? Well, as guaranteed rewards from specific missions, specifically hives. As you can see here, the Tundra Hive Elite mission has a guaranteed upgrade module reward, and you can also get more by completing the Forest Elite Hive and the Desert Elite Hive. Now, before moving forward with this, if you want to get them from the hives, since these are guaranteed rewards, you may want to play these hives on easy difficulty and also get 5 stars on each floor to increase the number of modules you get at the end. While the difficulty level affects the quantity of the materials you get, meaning that the higher it is, the bigger is the amount, here the overall number of stars dictates how many modules you get as guaranteed rewards. Or simply put, on a low difficulty level, you'll get less materials when defeating enemies or from chests, but you'll also get more stars on each floor, thus increasing the number of guaranteed modules you get at the end. Although this method is valid, I suggest you not to use it because you'll waste quite some time in the process. Instead, I'm going to show you 2 additional methods to get upgrade modules fast. These are my methods to farm them. Obviously there are better areas, maybe more chests and stuff like that, but this is the methods I am using. The first one is pretty easy and it will take only a couple of minutes. I like this one because you can use it mid-game. The only requirement to make the whole process faster is to play as Thor and Iron Man because of their flying abilities. You can even increase the speed of this method by using various skills to boost the flying speed, but I won't do that. Instead, I'm going to show you each spot you need to check. So, we are going to play the Stark Realities Revisit mission, but you can also play the normal Stark Realities, which is on the Pacific Northwest map. Good. So next we are going to set the challenge to 4. Why? Because we already know that the difficulty level will increase the quantity of the loot. Obviously you can adapt the difficulty to your needs and to your character's level, but for this video I'm going to do this on hard. So, the whole idea behind this method is very simple. We need to check several specific spots where chests spawn and loot them when we find them. And here we go. When you start the mission, head right and check this roof in the first base. As you can see, I am ignoring all enemies and this chest will always be here. From this location, fly towards the bunker and go around it. If you see this panel over here, then ignore it because only Black Widow can open it. If not, smash the door and get the chest. Next, head to this pillar close to the bunker and see if there is a chest on the middle platform. If not, keep going and check this building over here. If you can't see a chest on the ground here, fly across the street and check the roof of this building. If you can't find the chest here, head towards the main base and make a right turn to look for another strongbox that spawns on the middle platform of this pillar. If it's not here, then look for it on this balcony in the corner. Now it's time to check the final area where there are 2 guaranteed spots to farm Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules. The first one is this elite enemy who spawns over here. Whenever you kill it, you'll get modules as you can see right now. And the second one is the golden chest, which also contains upgrade modules. And here they are. Okay, so before we move to the next Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules farming spot, let me tell you why I picked this area. Because all chests can be reached without fighting enemies and without wasting time on doing that. Second, because of the elite enemy that is always there and because of the golden chest. The first chest in this area also provide credits and you can find modules in them as well, but the gold chest will always have modules, and because of the mission's difficulty, the elite enemy could drop an exotic piece of gear along with the guaranteed upgrade modules. Makes sense? Right then, so let's move to the final method I recommend using to get power modules. This one is a bit longer, but the rewards are way better, and it is also the one you should use when you reach the end game in order to get power level 150. So before we begin, let me tell you what you need to do in order to maximize the loot and the number of modules you get. First, you'll need to play Menace at Large Villain Sector if it's available. If not, that's okay, but make sure you complete all daily missions because you may get DNA keys. Assuming you already have 3, then you are already set to do this. If you don't have 3 DNA keys, that's okay, you still get modules. And off to the next area we go, which is our beloved Snowy Tundra Elite Vault. Again, we'll set the difficulty to brutal to maximize the loot, while trying to ignore all enemies and focus on the spots we need to visit. Before we begin, keep in mind that some of the chests you are going to see next may not appear because they are randomly generated, but those that will allow you to get modules have fixed locations, or at least that's what I am pretty sure of. Also, while DNA and gold chests will always contain upgrade modules, for the rest of the strong boxes the chances are quite small. Nevertheless, you'll need to check all of them. So, when you start the mission, head right and in the distance you'll see this small base. Ignore the enemies, solve the puzzle, which is also random, and get the first chest. Next, head towards the large gate, also ignore the enemies but check the balcony above, because there is a chest that always spawns here. The location may be different depending on how the area is generated. Next, the moment you pass the gate on the platform on the left side, you'll find the DNA chest. I won't open this one because I only have one key, but if you have 3, open it to get the modules. Close to it, another chest may spawn. Now, head left but pay attention to this small building where a low quality chest may spawn. The next one is the golden chest that has a guaranteed module in it. Go to this base, quickly solve the puzzle, and inside you'll find the second DNA chest and the golden one. Once you are done with these two, head north and another gear chest is found close to the entrance to a base. Keep in mind that we are playing on brutal difficulty, which means that any of these chests may contain an exotic item. That's why you need to get all of them. When you exit that area, turn left, and inside this small building you'll find another chest that requires you to hit one switch. Always. Now, head north and towards the next point of interest and you'll see another small base which includes a gear chest. Ignore the enemies, solve the puzzle, then get the goodies. Moving on, head towards the large tower in the distance, and on the upper floor, which can be accessed only from inside, you'll find a new gear chest and the third and final Marvel's Avengers DNA chest in this area, which again I can't open, but it contains upgrade modules. From here, head towards the antenna and you'll find 2 chests on the final floor. Notice that the gear chest has 3 upgrade modules inside. On top of the next building, nearby there is another lower quality chest you may find, and another one only several steps away on the ground near this small AIM building. Now, what you want to do next is to kill the elite enemy, however it is not mandatory, and if it's too powerful you may try once you increase your level. But keep in mind that elite units with helmets above their heads drop upgrade modules. Finally, after you defeat this elite, you may want to check the platform behind its location to get another low quality chest, and you can also try saving the hostage nearby by ignoring all enemies and focus on his cage. One last chest that may spawn is on the high platform behind the hostage and close to the mountain. Now, before wrapping up this guide, here is what you should know. Farming Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules should be done fast and on the highest difficulty level you possibly can play, because the difficulty level determines how many upgrade modules you get. If you have a good build, always play on the highest difficulty. Second, the upgrade modules are guaranteed drops from golden chests and DNA chests, and the drop rate gets smaller on the rest of them. For example, gear chests have a smaller rate and brown chests have the smallest drop rate. But always check all of them. Third, the elite enemies drop upgrade modules, but only those with a helmet above their heads, not those that Jarvis marks for you. And finally, the smart way to farm Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules is the one that allows you to get more than upgrade modules. For example, better gear, more resources, comics, and why not maybe some exotic gear. Simply running from one chest to another, hoping to get upgrade modules, is the worst method and a total waste of time. And that's it guys, this is the method I wanted to share with you. If you are looking to get Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules fast, hopefully you watch my previous video and you won't need it. But until next time, stay safe and have fun.